last week, my whole deal was that I felt stuck, and I had a couple ideas for the video that I wanted to do, but it didn't really feel genuine because I didn't feel like putting on a positive face when I felt like it. And I'm going to be honest with you, it has been, 3 or 4 days since that video went up. I don't feel much different, but with this week's episode, I'm going to be trying something different. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of the YEARD vlog. In today's episode, I don't know what we're talking about, but I'm excited, so let's get going! So how am I supposed to get out? Are you... No, wait, wait, what? I need to get some new clothes for work. I need a couple pairs of work pants and a couple new shirts. So I'm out here doing this, guys. Look at these shoes. Look at these shoes. They're $20 and I want them. I got my work stuff now. This is the jacket. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, I love this jacket. It's what, like 1:30 right now. I came in at 9 this morning and I'll probably leave at about 9 tonight. It's been a really busy, well, it hasn't been a really busy day, but it's gonna be a really long day. It's definitely nice. My hat's back here somewhere, I think. Oh, here it is, here it is. Yeah, I got about 9 more hours to go, so I'm gonna go get at it. I'll talk to you guys probably tomorrow morning. We're gonna talk the division. We're gonna talk beard progress. We're gonna talk everything. It's gonna be a good chat. I'll see you guys when I decide to film that B-roll and get the rest of the footage, which is going to be at a point in the next 48 hours. So here we are, YEARD week 6. I think 24 is the way to go. Before I get into the meat of this video, I wanted to basically give an update from last week's video. I think last week to this week, I feel personally like I'm in a much better place than I was. I'm still stressed out about the things I was stressed out about. I'm just in less of a negative headspace, and I think that I knew that wouldn't last forever, but it's when I'm there, I kind of need to be there, if that makes any sense. Kind of live in it so I can get out of it. Like I said, 2 things we're going to talk about today, guys. We're going to be talking about my beard 6 weeks in, and we're going to be talking the Division 2 private beta that took place over this last weekend. Now, if you're not interested in video games, we're going to talk about the beard first, and then if you want, you can click off and go do whatever while I talk about the division. But if you guys want to hear my thoughts on the private beta, then stick around, because I had a lot of fun. I have mixed feelings about the beta. So, as far as the beard goes, there's not too much in the area of beard growth. This area of my face is starting to come in a lot heavier than the sides are. The thing that I've talked about since hair started growing on my face is these guys right here. They aren't coming in as quickly as I would like, so I need to, when I style, I need to style accordingly so I can kind of cover that up a little bit. So that sucks. And I've noticed that just in general, now we're starting to pack on a little bit more volume, that I think coverage for the most part is what it's going to be. And now we're just starting to get the hair where it is getting longer. The Division 2 private beta. Now, before I talk about video games for the next couple minutes and start writing in the comments, where's the gameplay? I had to play the beta on console because it wouldn't run on my computer, and I will get into that when I start actually talking about the game, but I don't have any gameplay footage So I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible so you don't have to stare at my face for too long talking about video games. So for me, the Division 2 beta, the way I want to talk about it, I want to break it down into two things. I want to talk about how it worked technically, or how it didn't, and the game itself. As far as technically, the game for me, and I obviously for this whole time I was speaking about my personal experiences with the Division 2 beta, very buggy. I was getting Delta errored all the time, which that's when you just get disconnected from the servers and then you have to re-instance yourself into the game. It wouldn't render the graphics using my GPU. For whatever reason, it would default to using my integrated graphics, and I couldn't find a way to change that in the game itself. I would launch the game and I would not get more than 18 frames a second. However, I could not get the game to run for more than 25 to 30 minutes on my computer without it freezing and me needing to force quit the game and relaunch it. And I probably had a total, I don't know quite what my total playtime was on PC. Very little of that was spent actually playing. There were also a lot of audio bugs where I wouldn't have footsteps, gun audio wouldn't work, it would just bug out and start making this really loud noise for no apparent reason. Based on my experience with the beta, as far as how the game runs, I'm worried about launch, I'm going to be honest with you. As far as the game itself, I love the Division, and I loved the Division 2. It's probably my favorite RPG, MMO light, whatever you want to call it, in the genre today. Destiny's fun, but the gear game in Destiny is boring. Diablo's fun, but Diablo 3 came out like 7 years ago, 6 years ago. When was Diablo 3 released?
Diablo III's initial release date is May 15th,
2012. 7 years ago. Not that it's a bad game, but I want to see innovation in this space. Anthem's a big question mark because it doesn't come out for another week. It comes out next Friday. Path of Exile is kind of like the same thing as Diablo. I mean, essentially, you know, dungeon crawler, you got a bunch of skills, and I mean, the way that Path of Exile handles its skills is essentially different from Diablo in that it's based off of gems that you put into your weapons rather than skills that you unlock as you progress over time. So there's that. The game is fun. The guns feel great to shoot. Managing the recoil feels realistic, so when you learn how to manage that and to really land your shots, if you're using a weapon with a higher magazine like a light machine gun or an assault rifle, it feels really good. The missions felt fun. The open world, it feels like there's a lot to do, whether it's your shade tech caches, whether it's doing your I don't know if they have a name for it, but the system where you're fighting against the different enemy factions and where the control points are and things like that, that's a lot of fun. Skills are fun to use, and there's going to be a ton more when the full game launches. Perks. I like the way that they structure the way you get things now and using shade tech rather than the way it was in the past. You would have to unlock certain areas of your base of operations with your security tech or your medical wings. I think the game's really fun and I'm really excited to play it, but I'm going to wait to see how it launches because honestly after the beta, I'm pretty worried.